welcome to Sweet Art Made Simple. I'm Jill, and you are not going to believe today I'm going to show you how you can make a wedding cake in just minutes using two-tiered cake. This cake will probably serve anywhere from 30 to 50 people depending on how you cut it. But I'm going to show you 3 different easy, simple ways that you can actually decorate it using any type of color themes, flowers, different types of things that you can buy at the craft store. But first you need a 2-tier cake, which you can buy at the grocery store. If you don't want to make it, just go to the grocery store, your local bakery, and say, I want a 2-tiered cake. I want it frosted, just in white or whatever color you want, and bring it home. So I've got 2 tiers here. I've got, this is an 8-inch, and then I've got a 6-inch, 7-inch right here. Now what you have to do is you have to make sure you can stack it on top. So using these support straws, you can buy these straws at a grocery store, or when you go pick up your favorite coffee at a coffee house, just pick up a straw. And what you're going to do is you're going to stick the straw in the middle of the cake. I have 4, I've already done 3. I'm going to do the 4th one here, and I'm just going to take a Sharpie marker and I'm going to make a little mark just right down here, not to touch the icing. Now if you want to get your icing super smooth, you want to get a level edge spatula, just dip it in some warm water and then you can get this smooth finish really simply. Then you're going to lift out your support straw and try to do it so you don't do it over the cake so you don't get crumbs. You'll see that little mark that I made. I'm going to just take some scissors and I'm just going to quickly cut it. And then I'm going to stick it right back inside the cake. Using your finger, try not to touch the icing. Of course, this won't show anyway, so if you make a little mistake, it doesn't matter. Then you're going to take your other level, which is your 2nd tier. You do have to be a little careful just hauling. You want to hover it over, try to get it as even as you can, and you're just going to kind of drop it. And there you go. Of course, you need to clean off your hands. Now the decorating fun begins. Now I use the theme of purple or lavender, but you can choose any theme. Let's say you're doing a pink cake. You want to go to the craft store and look around and see things that you can buy that complement the colors that you're going to be using. Instead of using a lot of decorating with borders and things like that, go ahead and buy some colorful ribbon. I bought some beautiful purple ribbon, and I'm going to decorate the sides. I'm going to start with the bottom tier. You'll notice that I did not buy the ribbon that has the metal ribbing wire along the sides. That cuts into the cake and doesn't make it look as pretty. So I'm going to turn it around because I want to make sure the front of the cake, that I consider the front, which I'm going to use that part, that I'm starting this way, so I'm not actually showing the ends of the ribbon in front of the cake. And I'm going to just lightly press that in using my fingers very carefully, and then just kind of wrap it around. It just makes an instant border. When you're ready to cut the cake, it's just simple. Just take the ribbon off before you cut it. Of course, after the photographs are done. And see how simple that was? You're just gonna just press it in, and using the frosting, you can use your fingers just to make sure that it sticks around. Now I'm gonna do the top tier. Again, I want to make sure where my edge was. This is my back, so I want to make sure I don't cover that. And again, I just want to make sure I press in. Just slightly pressing in. And then again, I'm just going to stick it to the ends of the cake. Okay. All right, so now I have my 2-tier cake. And if you want to and have a decorator bag, these are the disposable decorator bags that you can buy at the craft store. You can always get it on our website at sweetartfactory.com. And I'm using a number 3 tip. All the tips have a different universal number. This is a number 3. They call it the writing tip because you can use it to write, but I'm actually going to use it to make little designs on the cake. And I'm just going to make little dots in sets of 3. It's just a real simple thing that a lot of wedding cake designers do. Of course, you have to pay tons of money for a wedding cake designer to do these cakes. I probably made this cake in less than $10 with the cake mix, the icing, the ribbon, and the bags. You're just going to go around. At the end of the program, I'm going to have this all finished and ready for you to see. But right now, I just want to take a few minutes and show you different ways that you can actually decorate the top of the cake. And see how I'm just pressing in here. Okay, now if you have these little balls on the top, you can just lightly press your finger in and just kind of take that out so that it doesn't look like they're sticking out. All right, so using the back of the cake, I want to make sure that I'm decorating in the front where the backs of the ribbons don't show. So here's a few ideas that you can do to decorate the top of your cake. One is I found this frame. It was $2. I just decorated with some stickers in the middle, and then I just wrote I do. But you could put the person's name on there. If it's an anniversary cake, you could put happy anniversary, and you just stick it right on top. How easy is that? Is that so cool? And then that just makes it fun, and this can be a little memento that they can take when they go home. The other thing you can do is you can actually buy these monograms. This was a little white, already painted monogram. I bought these little embellishments in the scrapbook section of the craft store, and I taped a little popsicle stick to the back. And then I can just simply press it in, and it makes an instant monogram on the top of the cake. How easy was that? I think this was $1.49. It was amazing how simple that is. Now you could also use a permanent marker and write the people's name on there. You could actually write the date of the wedding. You can do all kinds of things. It would be like a lot of fun. Another thing with the frame, you can actually get a picture of the couple and put that in there too. Now another simple, super easy thing to do is to actually buy craft flowers at the craft floor thing. And I just cut off these leaves, and I'm just gonna stick these on top. Now you can use fresh flowers with this too. If you do use fresh flowers, make sure they're really dried off. Sometimes the florist brings fresh flowers to a wedding and they have a little bit of water on them, and you just want to be careful because water actually kind of makes the frosting dissolve. So I'm just using these accent flowers. And then I bought this little sprays of flowers too. Of course, pick your theme, whatever your theme is for your wedding, and the colors. And then you just go to the craft store and then you just buy the colors like this. And then you can accent. I'm just going to turn it around just quickly just so you can see. I can poke these in here. I'm just going to accent the colors. And then I can do one right up here. Okay. And then you have an instant wedding cake. How simple was that? Thanks so much for joining us. I hope you can do this. This was so much fun. Remember, get creative, have fun, and be inspired. Thanks for joining us today.